Hello my beautiful beings and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a review on these guys right here. They are the W7 Vivid eyeshadows. I actually got these from Five Below I think a week ago. I haven't really played with them at all since, so this will be my first time dipping into them and putting them on my eyes. I came up with this little look. It's a bit more colorful and creative than I usually do, but I wanted to give myself a chance to play with as many colors as possible in these palettes. I made a look with all three of these together, and this is how it turned out. So if you want to know either how to get this look or how these palettes turn out, then stick along for the video. Okay, so these are the three palettes I have. They are the W7 Vivid Fluorescent and Fabulous Pressed Pigments, and they come in the colors Punchy Pink, Outrageous Orange, and Glowing Green. When I look at these, they remind me very much of the Huda Beauty palettes. I think it's their neon palettes. The layout in these is like exactly the same as their colors. I can't remember the names for all three of theirs, but the color layout is like exactly the same. I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be a dupe. I like the colors. The plastic is pretty durable, especially for $5. The only problem is, one, I have one that came out, but I did drop it. And two, some of these more softer shades tend to crumble out of their pan because they are so soft. I had to repress this one because it did that. But I have the same problem with my ColourPop palettes. They do that a lot. I have a few that, because the eyeshadows are so soft and buttery, they fall out really easily. So that's not really too big of a deal to me as long as I have the ability to repress most of it. And again, it's $5, so it's not that big of a loss. But if you're a person that doesn't particularly like their eyeshadows to fall out, then this really isn't for you. But that doesn't bug me too much. I just repress it. So I'm going to create a look today with using all three of these palettes in some way, shape, or form. I'm not really sure exactly what I'm going to do yet, but I'm going to take probably a few shadows from each palette and I'm going to test the quality of them. That way, you know, I know if this is worth the money or not. So that way, if you guys don't want to spend a lot of money on the Huda Beauty palettes, you can buy these. I always give credit to the actual brand that created things, but I think dupes are great too. Like, I would love to be able to buy all the high brands items that I could, but it's just not affordable for most people. So I do like dupes for that reason. So I'm going to go ahead and start a look. And I'm going to use this bottom one right here as my transition shade. And as you can see, it does have fallout. And actually that quality is pretty good. I covered my whole lid with just one dip into the palette and knocking some of it off. And I'm not seeing any patchiness, and I'm not seeing it completely disappear when I apply it to my eyelid. So I do like that. And that's one eyelid complete. And again, the color is still there, but it's not patchy or anything. It actually blended out really well, which is great. I like it when my eyeshadows are easy to blend instead of taking forever to do. Okay, now that I have my transition shade on, I'm going to go dip into this palette. And I'm actually going to hit this orange color right here. And I'm going to start blending that kind of towards the middle of my eye. And again, that color's pretty good. It's definitely showing. I'm actually pleasantly surprised with the quality of this so far. I thought this was going to be a lot more difficult to blend. And I thought it was going to be kind of patchy, but it's actually turning out pretty well. Now I'm going to dip into the pink in this palette. And I'm going to do that on the outer corner of my lid. And just kind of swipe out. This one's still pigmented, it just took a little bit more product, like a little more of me going in each time than the orange and the first color in the yellow or in the green palette, but it's still pretty pigmented, especially for a hot pink. I have hot pinks from other palettes that it takes a lot of building for it to even show up. So again, pigmentation and the way it's blending out is still pretty good. I also think I'm going to take a little bit of this yellow into the inner corner. And check that out. And that's blending in really well too. And the texture, like a lot of cheaper eyeshadows, the texture of the eyeshadow feels kind of dry and chalky sometimes when I put it on my eyelids or when I touch it, but these feel really smooth and soft, which is great. I don't really see that too often with more low-end eyeshadows. Now I think I'm going to do a cut crease off camera, and then I'm going to dip into some of the shimmers that are in this palette. Okay, now that I have the cut crease done, I'm going to start going in with the shimmers. I usually just go in with my fingers, but I'm going to try a brush first to see how that works out. So the first color I'm going to go in with is I think I'm going to do the pink. I think I might do a little reverse. We'll see how that goes. If I don't like it, I'll change it. It's actually going on. And it's spreading pretty well too. Not bad. So that's pink. I'm gonna do the yellow from this palette and see how that blends too. That's actually going on pretty well too, and that's with a brush and not my finger, and I usually don't like to apply shimmers with a brush. Again, I usually use my finger because I think it goes on a lot better. Alright, next the orange from this palette. Alright, that's what's showing up too. I'm actually pretty impressed with these shimmers too. You have like either a small glitter or a shimmer in them, and it's not scratching on my skin at all, and it's going on really smoothly. And there's very minimal fallout for it too, which is really rare with this kind of stuff. Usually I get a lot of fallout on this, but it's going on really well. Alright, now that I have that all filled in, I'm gonna go ahead and do my bottom lash line with the same colors. Okay, now that I've got my bottom lash line filled in with that eyeshadow, I'm going to be done with these palettes. And I decided I want to define my cut crease a little bit with these NYX Vivid Brights eyeliners. And I'm just going to go ahead and do that right now. Alright, and this is the look finished. It's a bit more colorful and like out there than I would usually do, but I wanted to get a chance to play with a lot of the colors. So this is just what I came up with, something quick, something fun, something that I can, you know, just use to test these. But overall, I really like them. I think they, you know, applied very well. I think they were very smooth, they weren't patchy. They didn't blend away into nothing, which I like too, because for usually something that's cheap, they do tend to do that. But the quality of these is really well. The shimmers are even really nice. I'm very happy with them. I think if you are okay with dupes, I know some people aren't, I understand that, but if you are okay with dupes and you want something that's affordable with good quality, whether it's because it's the same as Huda Beauty's eyeshadows or not, or you just want something colorful and fun, these are great. I would definitely go to Five Below and buy these again. You will have to be careful with them. Some of the pigments are really soft and they can fall out, but again, that happens with a lot of my other eyeshadows. So I would definitely buy these again. Like if I end up wanting to buy these again and they still have them at Five Below, I would absolutely grab them again. I'm really happy with them. Alright, and that's it for me today, guys. If you like the video, maybe like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you in my next one.